Welcome to Half Past Broke, where the dreams are big and the wallets are smaller. I'm Walker.
And I am Eric, and I done fucked up last time. I'm not gonna twice in a row. Walker, what are you drinking?
Are you ready? I have the most epic beer ever. It is my favorite beer in all of existence.
That you've ever had?
Ever. I've had amazing beers, but there is something about this beer that I really like. It might not be everyone's favorite. It's very specific, but it's called the Genesee Ruby Red Kolsch.
Go a little further into detail, because I'm intrigued.
Now it is a summer kind of beer. You ever had like the summer shandies? You know, the ones with the lime or the lemon flavor, the citrusy taste to it. This is a beer that Genesee Brewing Company rolls out every year in the beginning of May. So a couple days earlier as of this podcast. But it is a grapefruit flavored shandy.
Ooh.
And I'm not a big fan of grapefruit on its own, but
I don't like grapefruit at all.
That's what I mean. But like this beer is just, oh man, I swigged down like 3 of them already.
Hell yeah, man!
And I bought it like an hour ago.
Oh God. Drank 3 in the parking lot.
I drank 3 on the way home. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I was like touching the box on my way home, just like anticipating the first sip, and it's just every bit as good as it has been in the past. I think they rolled it out last year for the first time. Anyway, so what are you drinking?
I mean, slightly less eventful, but you know, every bit as summery, summer-ish. Usually, you know, I'll be drinking some like nice beers usually, but what I've been kind of into lately is just like getting a bunch of cheap Corona lights and everything. Just put a lime in it. It's summery. It's not the worst light beer in the world. It's not great by any means, but you know, it's got a little hint of summer. You got the lime in there. The lime makes it. I think Corona tastes like fucking piss if you don't put a lime in it. It's garbage, and it's not.
Well, you're kind of going the farthest from local. I mean, this is a whole different country, but you know.
Yeah, I know. You know what it was? It was I wanted some. When I was trying to like cut back on beer for like, you know, fitness reasons.
Yeah.
I was going, you know, for like vodka and seltzer and stuff like that. But that just gets. I really just don't want to hammer down a fucking half a handle of vodka. I want to spawn some beers, so I figured I'd get I think they're like 99 calories per beer for a Corona Light. Throw a lime in there, so around 100 calories. It's good flavor. It's nice summertime flavor.
So what you're saying is you couldn't stay away from the beer.
I couldn't. You know what? Man, there's something about just sipping on a good beer. You know, you can get the greatest mixed drink in the world. You can't sip on that all the time, you know. Like, first off, there's not much sipping going on with me and a vodka and seltzer. It's a lot of chugging.
You gotta make
No, like I'll play like Counter-Strike or something, and every time I die, I'll like take a sip or something. I die all the fucking time. So beer, that's not a big deal. Like, you know, you get a little sip of beer, but next thing you know, you're just like pouring more vodka in, just because, you know, out of habit, you just drink when, you know, certain things happen in the game.
Yeah, one moment you think you're making a mixed drink, the next moment you're like, when did I thought I made a drink a second ago. What the hell happened to it?
Exactly. So there's nothing quite like sipping on a beer, especially in the warm weather. You got to get them nice summery drinks, because, you know, as much as I know you heavy beers. What do you love? Your stouts and porters and shit?
I like the stouts. I like the porters. Those heavy beers are nice, but we're rolling in the summer, and honestly, if I could drink this Ruby Red Kolsch all summer long, I would. Unfortunately, Genesee is like very limited release with this, so like once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, the porters and the stouts are a little heavy for me. Don't get me wrong, I'll drink one here and there, but as like a constant sipping beer, it's too much for me.
Yeah, I agree. You should look into summer shandies. A lot of microbreweries are coming out with like the citrusy beers, the nice like citrusy pilsners and the lagers that are like really easy drinking for the summer. Like they're starting to roll out now. So maybe a couple of your local ones. I don't like what local place did you go to recently?
Well, I actually it's 13th Child Brew.
Nice.
I did have I had one here. I'll bring up exactly what it is because I had a beer, an IPA the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a New England style IPA, but with like a citrus blend to it, and I could really tell the grapefruit in there. And like I said, I don't like grapefruit.
Yeah, I know.
Like the beer was good. The beer was good, you know.
And here I go on my fourth one.
Oh God. But yeah, it's I actually noticed a lot of the liquor beers to try. I noticed a couple different companies this season are doing watermelon beer, watermelon infused beer. I haven't tried it because every time I think of watermelon alcohol, I have like flashbacks to Four Loko.
Oh my God! Oh yeah! Oh my God! I remember being younger and when Four Loko first came out, and just like
brutal.
Pounding them. Oh my God!
Back
before the controversy and the huge image change that they did and everything.
Yeah, I caught it like right at the like right when they put it out, and there was still like the disgusting amounts of like caffeine killing or dying. And I'm just like, ugh, like a good thing I'm really, big and tall. I can just drink a bunch of these. It was, and I don't think I've had one since they, like you said, they re-imaged. I think what did they take the caffeine or something out? They did something with it.
Yeah, it's like the same amount of caffeine as like I think a Mountain Dew. Honestly, I haven't looked at one since I got older because I have standards now.
Yeah, I have no interest in Four Locos.
But yeah, from what I understand, it's like a Mountain Dew level caffeine. So I mean, it'll get you a little wired, but it's not gonna like give you a heart attack.
That was literally giving people heart attacks.
Yeah, exactly. That was the controversy.
It was like killing people. I mean, so enough talk about Four Locos and my shitty beer choice. We got a pretty cool topic today. We've been researching for a few weeks now. Because me and Walker were both really into gaming, and we decided that we would take a look into the mobile gaming world and see.
Oh God, kill me now.
Yeah, we want to see what it has to offer, and in my humble opinion, it doesn't have much to offer.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was vehemently disappointed by this.
When I say mobile gaming doesn't have a lot to offer, I specifically cell phone gaming. I'm not a huge fan of, but
yeah, let's not forget that the mobile gaming started at the Game Boy, and everybody loved it. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, those were amazing.
Are you kidding me with the amount of Pokemon I played?
Oh my God!
When I say the amount of Pokemon that I played, I mean the Pokemon that through the years when people forgot about Pokemon, when they got too old for, I never stopped playing Pokemon. Through every generation, I played Pokemon on, the Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advanced. I did miss a couple of the installments when regular DS came out, but then the 3DS got,
Man, I tell you,
back on top of it.
I tell you what, I played through the years just like you. I read about at when Pokemon Black and White came out, I started getting really into like IVs. I still haven't a full 6 EV trained Pokemon from Black that I transported all the way over to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Like I was so big into Pokemon. Like
yeah, you were doing tournaments and shit, weren't you? You were like actually like
yeah. I mean, I was never a top player, but I always did the tournaments, and I never placed last. Just put it that way.
That's all that counts. That's it. That's all that counts. As long as there's one person worse than you, you're good.
Exactly. So, on the topic of Pokemon and mobile games, which is I know you play Pokemon Go. Is that how's that doing?
I was actually gonna segue right into that. Pokemon Go, I think, is probably one of the best mobile games for the cell phone right now, and not because it's an amazing storyline or not that it's an amazing game. It's just the concept of it. How like I'll be sitting here in my house and I'll be able to see a gym that's about a mile away, and I'll say, oh, it's low. I can probably go battle it down and take it and get myself some points. So in that instance, it gets my dumb ass out of my fucking house on my bike, riding down to the the local. It's coincidentally it's at a bar.
So what you're saying is you don't need an excuse to go to a bar. You would go to a bar to drop a pad anyway.
Yeah, I usually don't drink at the bar too much.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive.
They do have unlimited wings on Tuesday nights, so I do go there for that. But yeah, it's just something. And it's a community thing too. Like this new town, and the only person I knew was my girlfriend, and her dad is super into Pokemon Go. He runs like a big Facebook group message. So if there's a raid in town, I know about it. And then you say, "Oh, I can't do this raid by myself." Group, and you say, "Hey, who wants to do this raid?" You post a picture of it, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Can you wait 10 minutes? You wait 15 minutes, and the next thing you know, you got 12 people showing up at the fucking post office to do a raid. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. It's a great community. People from all walks of life just getting together to battle down this gym, battle down this legendary Pokemon that they all want to catch. It's really cool. I think it's an amazing game for what it is as far as getting people out of the house and interacting with more people.
Now, I remember when it first came on, it was doing that like real big, like for everybody. I mean, they like the fire departments were having events where you could just walk around towns and stuff like that, and they were roping off like whole streets for this thing. I mean, obviously it's not as big now, but is there still quite a community, like even in like present day April 2019? Is there still like a prevalent community of people that are still playing Pokemon Go? I mean,
yeah. You have to look for it. You have to look.
Okay.
Because like I said, I moved, and my girlfriend's dad just happened to be really, really into it, and he got me into this group. But it is at any given time, if there's a raid going on, you'll find between 5 and I've seen as many as 25 people doing a raid. And if you go to the big parks and everything for specific community days, they have this thing called Community Day where I think it might be like once a month they have a special event. I go to this park and there's like, oh my god, there's got to be 100 people just walking around this park playing Pokemon Go. It's
oh hell yeah!
It's not as big as it was when it initially came out, but it's still big. There's still a community, It's great.
So okay, so that's cool. I mean, it's still pulling people. I mean, I pull it up every once in a while, and I do tend to enjoy like the occasional Pokemon Go. I did really like when I first played it. It was only like 150 Pokemon. It was the original Gen 1 Pokemon, and then I saw them pulling out with the Gen 2, and then the Gen 3, and now they're like way out there. I mean, they're past I think they're up to Gen 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, they're in the Sinnoh.
The Sinnoh was I can't remember.
What gen was that?
That was Gen 5. I think that was Gen 5.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And you know what? It gets people out of the house. Instead of sitting there instead of sitting there scrolling through YouTube or scrolling through Facebook for fucking 7 hours before you go to sleep or something.
Yeah, no, seriously.
It's fun. They add a bunch of different aspects where it actually makes you want to get out and play. I think they're doing really well, and I think every update they keep improving it. And they're having this huge. It's like a Pokemon Go convention in Chicago. My girlfriend's dad's going with her brother. It's big. It's a big thing.
That's pretty awesome, actually. I didn't know there were still conventions. I mean, that's actually amazing, especially because it's Pokemon. Like, as much as I disliked Pokemon Go at its like conception, like there was some things that need to be worked out. It's really cool that Pokemon is staying relevant in everybody's life, not just the people who grew up with it. Like,
yeah,
it's really reintroducing it.
It's people who maybe didn't even like Pokemon 10 years ago, and it's just Some people use it for fitness. Some people use it for socialization.
I did like it for fitness. Like I was able to
Yeah,
keep track of my steps and my runs and everything via the egg hatchet thing.
exactly. I keep track of how with Pokemon Go. It's great. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the only App Store mobile games that I play.
Yeah.
I really don't play anything else.
Well, so on that topic, I mean, what app games were we forced to play this week? Do you want to start? Do you want to start with your least favorite? Or do you want to go start with your favorite?
I'm gonna start with my least favorite.
All right, let's shoot.
What was it? Idle Heroes, and I had a love-hate relationship.
I played the same one. Go for it.
It had me like hooked for a brief moment where I was like, "Whoa! If I upgrade this and I upgrade that, I'll be able to fight." And then I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing this for? This is so goddamn dumb. It's so stupid." You're just sitting there upgrading a bunch of stuff, and then you watch them fight. I'm like, I want to fight.
Yeah, I want to be able to like click a bunch of buttons and like kick some ass. Like, and I have the same. I almost had the same exact like notion, and like I wrote all my stuff down on this page, like a little short blurbs. And Idle Heroes, it's exactly what it sounds like. You pop in, you collect, you farm, you pop out, and you come in, you upgrade, you pop out. Like, it's worth maybe 5 minutes of your day, and
yeah,
I was wholly unimpressed by it after like I started leveling up and unlocking things. When I found out that there were people that were paying like hundreds of dollars for like good shit, and you had like the wall of entry just kept getting higher and higher. It just got less and less appealing.
Yeah, I lost interest in it. I just stopped playing it. It was a cool idea, and the more I realized how fucking dumb it was, I just stopped playing.
Exactly. One of the games I played, I thought I had talked to you about this. I don't know if you had gotten to it. It's called Adventure Capitalist.
Maybe. I know you sent me.
Yeah, when I started playing it, like I was like, okay, you start like buying like a lemonade stand, and the lemonade stand pays out every time you click on it. Well, let me tell you. Unless you like want like extra shit in there, there's no PvP, there's no online stuff. It's a solely on its own standalone game. You're just buying everything. You buy everything from like a hockey team to like the newspaper to oil companies and stuff like that. And like you can hire managers to manage this so they auto farm while you're offline. And you know what? As much as it like as little as it is interactively, it was really fun to click on that app and find out that I have like $1 quintazillion.
Oh my god!
So, it was like a little funny, like goofy thing. Like I really appreciated it because it was like I said, the ads weren't prevalent in it.
Oh, were there? Yeah. It's inevitable these days.
Yeah.
It's something that's just gonna get worse and worse and. I don't know. I don't know. But it's over the past couple of years, you had to have noticed that just more ads and more ads and more ads.
Oh my god!
And just like more frequently, and it's gonna get to a point, and you can't even play a game or watch a video unless you purchase it, and that's where they're moving to.
Yeah.
Just a way to monetize it.
And like there was 3 games that like I don't even want to go through because they were basically the same thing. It was
what were the names of them?
Pinata Masters, Bounce Masters,
okay,
and Disney Heroes. It was a game actually made by Disney. Like it had the license and everything by the Disney company. And
was it bad?
It was all right until you get to like level 5. And then once you get to level 5, you have to watch ads every 2 seconds. Like you level up into ads.
Yep, that sounds about right for 2019.
Yeah, it was insane. I didn't even know what to do about that. And then there was one other game. Okay, before we dive into the rest of the games that you got, there was one other game that I wanted to bring up, and I didn't write any notes on it because I was hopeful and disappointed at the same time of it. It was called Merge Dragons. It was a little puzzle game where you have to combine certain things to hatch dragons, and then you like purify the land and stuff like that. It was a weird concept, but it was a puzzle game. I was really excited about it until you find out that dragons need to sleep every 5 fucking seconds, and then you can't do anything for like the rest of the time that you're playing, so you're just staring at a fucking app for 20 minutes. So I kind of got off of that. I played it for maybe 30 minutes until I realized that like it was petering out, and I would have to wait 24 hours to play it again. And it's just, I don't like doing that. I like grinding, and like a couple hours worth of playing games is fun. I don't want to have to sit there and spend 5 minutes on a game and then wait another 24 fucking hours.
Yeah, you need something to do the whole time playing.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's, I mean, I know people like the Trailer Park Boys game. That's always fun. But I just
Oh, did you play that?
No, my friend played it, and I made a comment about how, oh yeah, they'll upset. He's like, well, they don't try to monetize this. I'm like, all right, bud, sure.
Yeah. Netflix is making enough money on the Trailer Park Boys. They don't need to monetize.
They monetize everything. You go on their website and everything.
Yeah.
Like, when it was very, very, very small. But now I just think it's getting a little out of hand. I'll still watch it. I'll always still watch it.
Oh yeah, no, especially Jim Leahy. May he rest in peace.
John Dunsworth. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
But it was like, I hate the direction they're going, but I'll still watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like when I was watching Supernatural, guilty pleasure. I've watched Supernatural all up until like I don't know, whatever the most recent season was, and I hated it so much. Like it was so bad, I still watched it.
Yeah, because if you're a true fan, you're still.
Yeah.
But moving away from shitty mobile games, let me drop some knowledge on you.
Yeah, did you find any good ones?
Not yes and no. So here, for the phone, the best thing that I can recommend is getting an emulator.
Okay.
It costs a few bucks. I'm gonna say like,
God,
what was the PlayStation? What was it? 350, something like that?
I'm going to stop you there. Can you explain what an emulator is before we go too far?
Yes. So an emulator is basically when you emulate something, you basically copy. So would be taking a Super Nintendo and copying it onto your phone so you can play Super Nintendo games on, specific devices, on your phone, on your computer, on your 3DS, on your PSP, stuff like that. So you can do that with a lot of older consoles. You can't do it with, I'm sure there is for like PS3 and newer, but my emulating experience is with older consoles, basically like PlayStation 2 and older.
Now I have found like, especially like when I wanted to record gameplay of me like, playing Pokemon games and stuff like that, I have found that like Nintendo emulators are way easier to manage. Like it's a little program and you actually play it through a zip file. You don't have to unzip anything. You don't have to mess with any files or stuff like that. And as far as like the PlayStation, the PSXE, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, the EPSX.
Yeah, I've had a lot of difficulty with that on my Windows OS. Like, I've never really attempted it on my Android phone, but I did really try to do it on the Windows, but I just might be too dumb for that.
on the phone, it's pay $3.50. Works. You still got to go out of your way and acquire the ROMs. The ROMs are the games. They're just a game file. So if you wanted, Final Fantasy VII, you would have to get the ROM for Final Fantasy, and it would usually be like disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, and disc 4.
I would like to before we go on, I'd like to point out a disclaimer for if you are downloading an emulator, own the game first. That is the only way you should be downloading an emulator. If you own the game, the only reason you should be putting it on your computer is because you want to play it on a different forum.
Fuck.
But you've already paid for that. What's that?
I was cutting a lime for my Corona with my with my multi-tool.
I was expecting like the cops busting in because I was talking about emulators.
No, I was cutting off with my multi-tool, and I sliced this perfect fucking piece, and then I just flung it onto my fucking carpet.
Oh, and you have a dog, so that was probably covered in like hair. It probably is another dog now at this point.
Yeah, so I gotta recut it. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure about the legality of emulators, but I have briefly heard in the past that if you own the console and you own the game, it is legal. As far as streaming goes, I wouldn't go ahead and stream an emulator until I looked further into the law. But if you're playing on your phone, I'm telling you right now, you play Final Fantasy VIII flawlessly on any.
Well, I a lot of the mobile games out there, I hate to say it, probably a lot better graphics and frames per second than PS1.
Not a better story. Fuck, dude.
Not a better story, obviously, but
fuck the well, maybe Final Fantasy.
I think at this point, you could play like Final Fantasy. Well, yeah, not Final Fantasy VIII, but
that wasn't the best.
You could play Final Fantasy VII on like a TI-82 at this point.
Well, I mean, keep calculators out of this, right?
No, calculators are live.
I guess you're right. If you're a fucking nerd.
Hey, I had to go through calculus. I don't want to hear it.
Not me. I barely. But basically, if you're gonna play a mobile game, here this is my take from this is what I got from checking out mobile games, on the cell phone and stuff. If you're gonna play mobile games, just fucking commit. Don't be a bitch. Commit. Buy the fucking emulator, or you know what? Go buy a fucking PlayStation, a PSP. Go buy a 3DS or something. Because if you're that serious about mobile gaming, I think that the only two games that I found that even compare to actual, emulators or handheld consoles are PUBG Mobile is fucking insane, but
what about Fortnite?
I never played Fortnite Mobile. I was never a big Fortnite player. Believe it or not, I spend a lot of time on my computer. Never really
playing
good
games.
Hours. Yeah, I guess. I put a couple hours into Fortnite, but never played Fortnite Mobile. But PUBG Mobile, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, is really good. It drains the fuck out of your battery like crazy. You'll go from like 100% to 0 in like a match. But it's fun. It really is. It's well made. It's very fun.
Okay. As far as mobile games go, like, yeah, you're right. Emulators were probably the best ones I found. I did really try to stick to like the games that were popping up in the ads and stuff like that, so I could try to like, get a good experience for like every kind of mobile game. But I did find that if you pay, you do get a better experience. Like paid games, like if you pay 99 cents, even 99 cents is better than free as far as mobile games go.
Well, because you don't get the ads, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That alone is worth it. Like there's sometimes we're just paying for it, just sucking it up, paying for it is worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And then like it like getting rid of ads, you don't even notice like how much extra time you gain if you start out without ads. Like going from Borderlands 2 for example, because that's what we've been playing for a while.
We're gonna play after this.
Exactly. Imagine an ad popping up every 2 seconds every time you go to a different. Yeah, it would be unplayable.
Yep.
So just pay for your games, guys. Like,
or properly pirate them. You didn't hear it from.
Properly pirate.
Might have to edit that out, but you know what?
I'm not editing out. I'm ratting you out.
It's all right. My name's Walker.
Okay, so
that's about it.
Yeah, that's all I got for mobile games. I think we've covered everything. So what's going on this week with Instagram and Twitter and everything?
Instagram. Oh, actually, Instagram is kind of a little proud accomplishment of mine. What happened through YouTube, I realized that we're just able to have custom thumbnails. So I spent, a little, not that long, a few minutes, maybe an hour, making a custom thumbnail for our new. This is our new episode for our episode posting right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're posting an episode, so I was able to make a custom thumbnail for that. And I'm like, so that's up on Instagram if you want to make fun of me for lifting beer cans.
That was the single greatest thumbnail I've ever seen, I will say.
Yeah, I actually went out of my way. I got my. And I sat on a fucking. Oh my god, what was I sitting on?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell in the picture, honestly.
Yeah, I actually had to cut it out because it looked like I was taking a dump. But I was sitting on like a cat litter containing of big plastic boxes.
Nice.
Yeah, I was sitting on one of them. But yeah, go check that out on our Instagram. It's on our Twitter too. We are half past broke on all social media that we are on.
And we also have a Patreon that just rolled out. It is in its infancy stage. If you subscribe to us, you will be supporting a great cause because
a noble cause
because at 50 subscribers, we're going to promise to post 2 episodes a week on YouTube. And
I didn't sign up for this. Jesus, what?
Oh no, you're going to work hard, bitch.
I'm already working hard.
So, and we're also going to start doing some premium content for our Patreon subscribers. We're going to be a little bit more cut loose because, you know, we got to try to be a little PC around here because you never know who could be listening. So, fuck, and fucking fuck. But anyway, yeah, no, right? But, also, we're making merchandise. We're working on some t-shirts in the running. And, after we go to
beer glasses.
Anime Next, we're going to be rolling out beer glasses. Exactly. And, we're going to also be rolling out some signed t-shirts for the people who, are some of the founding subscribers and everything. As well as, okay, and this is going to be a great one, guys, if you're ready. At 100 YouTube subscribers, I'm going to be holding a poll for our Patreon subscribers to vote on what I should do with my facial hair. And
now,
there's going to be...
I know what everyone's thinking right now, and I already covered...
No Hitler stash!
First thing I said...
I know, and I'm like, I still gotta go to work.
So apparently he's going to, it's going to be multiple choice, and Hitler stash is not on that.
No, it will not be on that. If you comment that, then good for you, it won't get voted. So, that's what we got going on, guys. Look for us at Anime Next. Look for us at the local brews and bars and whatnot. That's what we got going on. So like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep the wallets small and keep the dreams big. This has been Half-Assed Broke. I'm Walker.
I am Eric, and have a great night, everyone.